In the vast, boundless expanse of space, a spacecraft is journeying into the depths of the universe. Although this ship has only been traveling for 6 months, over 800 years have silently passed on Earth. According to scientists' theories, because the spacecraft is approaching the speed of light, it has broken through the trajectory of time. Facing an increasingly distant human civilization, Captain Taylor feels an unprecedented sense of loneliness. Although he despises the greed and selfishness of people on Earth and believes that there must be more beautiful creatures in the universe, at this moment, Taylor can only face the hollow, dark, infinite cosmos, continuing this endless exploration of the time dimension. After an autopilot accident, the spacecraft crash lands on an unknown planet. The Earth time displayed on the ship now reads 3987 AD, clearly indicating that this place is far from Earth. The only female crew member also tragically dies in the accident, so Taylor, along with the 2 remaining crew members, sets out to explore this unknown world. Initially, Taylor and his companions find themselves trapped in a desert, a place without a moon or soil capable of nurturing life. Just as they are about to run out of supplies, Taylor, relying on the only traces of plants in the desert, discovers an oasis teeming with life. Here, a group of humans in a primitive state resides, devoid of any civilization or even basic intelligence. After witnessing the scene of this primitive human society, Taylor and his group temporarily breathe a sigh of relief. Given the level of civilization on this planet, they could easily dominate it with their technology and wisdom. But just then, a group of highly trained ape-like creatures suddenly appears, riding horses and carrying shotguns. They hunt the humans here just as humans on Earth treat wild animals. Taylor's group is not spared. One companion is killed by the apes, while Taylor is wounded in the throat and imprisoned in a cage alongside surviving humans. After briefly receiving medical treatment from the apes, Taylor is astonished to discover that the apes are the dominant species on this planet. They possess their own civilization, religion, and even speak a language identical to Earth's. However, due to his throat injury, Taylor cannot speak and is treated as a non-intelligent human, caged like an animal and subjected to daily abuse. Fortunately, Zira, an animal expert among the apes, notices Taylor's uniqueness. She decides to study him and provides him with a female human companion, Nova, to live with him, but Taylor refuses to be treated as an animal. After repeated failed attempts to communicate through body language, he seizes an opportunity to steal Zira's paper and pen, using writing to tell her that he is an intelligent human. Zira is shocked by this revelation, as Taylor's existence confirms the scientific hypothesis she and her partner, Cornelius, have long held, that humans were once highly intelligent beings and that humans are the ancestors of the apes. However, they do not believe Taylor's claim of coming from outer space, as their civilization has not yet reached such heights. Cornelius, who has long studied ancient ape civilization in forbidden zones, believes that apes evolved from lower humans, so he is more inclined to think Taylor is a variant from the ancient ape civilization. Facing a civilization that insists on treating him as a lower life form, Taylor, unable to speak, falls into despair. Soon, he is imprisoned once again, this time awaiting a human experiment. Being intelligent, Taylor knows exactly what awaits him, so he desperately escapes, navigating through the ape city. In the process, he discovers the remains of one of his companions. Faced with his former comrade, now preserved as a specimen, Taylor is filled with rage. His long-injured throat suddenly recovers, and a speaking human shocks the entire ape world. Before Taylor, humans on this planet had always been regarded as low-level beings without language, but Taylor's appearance shatters this notion. The ape leadership urgently convenes a hearing to deal with this unprecedented species. Although both Zira and Cornelius argue fiercely in his defense, the respected Dr. Zaius forcefully accuses Zira of having altered Taylor herself and plotting mischief through his anomalous behavior. He orders Zira arrested on charges of spreading heresy. Ultimately, Taylor is still deemed a low-level mutant and placed under Dr. Zaius' custody. Given Dr. Zaius' deep prejudice against humans, Taylor's fate in his hands looks grim. Fortunately, Zira and Cornelius quickly send their subordinates to rescue him. She suggests that Taylor escape with her to a mysterious cave by the coast, where she and her partner once discovered murals related to human civilization. After a long journey, Taylor's group finally finds the cave in a desolate forbidden zone. It is clearly a relic of an ancient civilization. However, Dr. Zaius and his followers also locate the site, although initially there is no conflict. When Taylor's group discovers ancient human relics in the cave, confirming that human civilization on this planet was once more advanced, Dr. Zaius, determined to protect ape beliefs, can no longer stand by. He orders his men to launch a surprise attack, but Taylor, trained as an astronaut, skillfully counters their assault. This crisis makes Taylor realize that this planet once hosted an advanced human civilization. He decides to venture deeper into the Forbidden Zone to uncover the truth behind the disappearance of human civilization. Nova, a product of this lost human civilization, accompanies Taylor on his journey. Following the river, they arrive near the sea, where a strikingly familiar structure comes into view, one of Earth's iconic landmarks, the Statue of Liberty. It turns out that this planet of the apes is, in fact, Earth, fallen into ruin after millennia. Taylor collapses, sinking to the ground, pounding his chest in despair. But on this lonely Earth, it seems no one can understand his anguish. Will human civilization be destroyed by technology? This is an enduring philosophical debate in Hollywood sci-fi blockbusters. In today's world of rapid technological advancement, we who enjoy the endless conveniences brought by technology seem to have long forgotten the essence of this question. But just over 50 years ago, this issue deeply troubled people in every corner of the world. Amid the Cold War tensions of the 1960s, the destruction of humanity might have required just the push of a button. The movie Planet of the Apes was born in such an environment. Compared to contemporary, post-apocalyptic works that champion reconstruction and recreation, it does not aim to redefine the world's rules. And compared to apocalyptic sci-fi works, it is far less hardcore in adhering to realism. Yet, building on the not-so-rigorous sci-fi premise of the original novel, it ingeniously creates a closed and cyclical future world. The subsequent 4 sequels further develop the series into a coherent, cleverly structured whole. Even the rebooted Rise of the Planet of the Apes series in the new millennium retained the original's core spirit and achieved massive market success. So, in terms of the series, the Planet of the Apes series is undoubtedly a milestone among sci-fi film series. And the pioneering work that started it all is this 1968 film. The movie focuses on discussing another possibility after the dissipation of human civilization. The notion of humans being treated as a lower civilization in reverse is particularly thought-provoking. Rather than merely satirizing the relationship between humans and animals, seems more like a portrayal of one culture, considering itself superior, colonizing another. The film's exploration of social power dynamics is effectively placed within a courtroom scene. The protagonist Taylor, unable to speak, crushed by the weight of class disparity, is this not a reflection of today's society? Of course, the master stroke of the entire film is the appearance of the Statue of Liberty at the end. Following conventional movie tropes, Taylor riding off into the sunset with the beauty could have been an ending and a new beginning. But the film unexpectedly confronts the audience with the cruelest truth. Taylor, who struggled so hard to leave Earth, has merely returned to the starting point.